As with any organization, we all see weaknesses or areas of improvement for companies. And with OCE, the restrictions of the facility really crack down to the inmates, and they have to process their workday in 5 hours essentially. And although they're scheduled for 8 hours, their productive time is only within those 5 hours. A lot of that is because they have to do the clearances beforehand. They have to do their roll calls and make sure that they're okay to enter into the facilities. They have scheduled times where they have their lunches, their breaks, and so forth. They're off at the exact same time every day. They're really into routine. And they also have to be within their cells by a certain time. So the restrictions of the facility really crack down on the hours of the inmates. Another weakness is the state funding, and as Greg mentioned before, they do not receive any general fund from the state of Oregon. So they are self-sufficient, and the money that they bring in, as Greg mentioned, is their profits. Unfortunately, when they don't produce enough, like in the metal shops here in the state of Oregon and at the Oregon State Penitentiary, the majority of the time the laundry services are covering their expenses and they're able to continue running. They also don't lay off the workers during those down times. They'll find odds and end jobs for them to keep working, and they'll do maintenance on the shops or maintenance on the equipment and things like that. So they're always keeping them busy. Limited space. Real estate is a crime within, your certain walls. They can't go outside the prison. So they're really restricted, and we all have the luxury of being able to say, okay, we need to expand, we can go and purchase some real estate, and that's not the case with OCE. They have to function within the restrictions of that facility. No additional laundry contracts. I mentioned that OCE here in Salem has a laundry facility, and currently they're processing all of the laundry for the state hospitals like OHSU and Good Samaritan, the Samaritan hospitals in Eugene, Corvallis, and Albany area. They have made an agreement. We're not quite sure the conditions of the agreement, but they have agreed to not take on additional contracts. And a lot of that, we speculate, is due to unions, and they don't want to take union jobs away from other people. Leading into that, the market competition. They will, as Greg mentioned, they just completed a job for the state of Oregon, and it was quality-based, cost-based. An area of weakness, though, is that they don't accept businesses when it's from when mom and pop businesses have put in a bid. So they will withdraw that. So they are not taking on all of the market. And with that, Doug here will speak to some of the opportunities that they have.
Thanks, Carmen.
We'll be discussing immigration, and I'd like to start by introducing our team. You'll hear from me, Carmen Carver, Greg Brown, Doug Anderson, and Jared Silva. I'd like to start this morning by sharing a story with you. My dad was born and raised in Guanajuato, Mexico, the second oldest of 9 children, and at the age of 16, he came to the U.S., leaving behind his family and entering a country where he knew no one. He strived to have a better life, paying a lot of money along the way to many people who promised to get him here safely. He would run across the hills for 2 days at a time to make it to safety. Each time he made it successfully, he knew there was a risk of being caught and deported. After several trips and deportations, he joined the Mexican army. After serving for 3.5 years, he made another attempt to enter the U.S. In 1969, he once again successfully crossed the border and began working in fields to support himself. After about 6 months, he started going to school to learn English and earn his GED, which he accomplished in 3 short months. With ambition to make a better life for himself, he started community college, where he learned flight technology to learn how to fly planes. However, during his time at community college, someone reported him and he was once again deported. Upon his return, he met his wife and started a family, working different jobs with a vision of making a better life for him and his family. He worked in fields as a truck driver, in factories, a travel agent, custodian, and many other jobs to make a living for him and his family. He and his wife worked hard to give their kids the opportunity to go to school and have a better life than they did. The risks he took, his ambition, the shared vision of my parents and perseverance are the reasons why I can stand here today and share his journey with you. As the daughter of an immigrant, I appreciate the opportunities this country has given me to allow me to contribute as a business leader, and I hope others have those same opportunities.